I was the only one home. I heard a noise, went upstairs, and I saw flames coming from underneath the door and got out.
I think this is asbestos. Did anybody touch this?
No.
So we went with this contractor, and then just things did not go well.
My God, this house will tell a story.
But every time I came in, I found more and more things going wrong.
Everything else from this point on gets removed.
You know, every time I came, there was another issue and another issue and another issue.
Take this wall down. I never in a million years would have believed raccoons can smell that bad.
It's a disaster. I mean, I don't know if everything has to be redone.
How far has it gone? What is it contaminated? That makes me worry. Most definitely. Oh, yeah, baby. Mike Holmes. On the money. Ridiculous. I've decided now to gut it. Take it all down.
My comes on lucky.
Me too. Unacceptable. Thought I love my job. Frank and her family's been living here for probably in the area of 18 years. Out of all the jobs I've done, this must be the most life-changing event. Start with a fire in the middle bedroom.
Her friend called me and said that the house was on fire and that my daughter was okay.
Got my cat out, ran across the street, and got my neighbors, and they called 911.
I got out of the car while it was still moving. I just jumped out of the moving car once we got to the area.
The place was swarming with cops and ambulance, fire trucks.
Construction everywhere. Now, the insurance company did their job. They brought in the contractor. They took care of the homeowner. They did their job. However, how well does the insurance company know their contractors? Do they check them out thoroughly? Do they know everything about them?
We were told that if we went with an insurance-approved contractor, that, you know, they would back us up 100%, that, you know, they would be the ones looking after the progress of the house and making sure that things were done in a timely fashion.
Daniela, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you again.
We felt more comfortable knowing that the insurance was going to be backing us up, so we went with this contractor, and then just things did not go well.
Now, here's the problems we have in contracting, the guys that don't care. I don't want to say that all insurance companies have bad contractors, because they don't. But the ones who don't care are going to cause you even more problems. Can we take a walk through?
Absolutely. I'd come here and I'd see what was being done, and, you know, I'm looking at a wall that was supposed to be, you know, torn down, and there's wiring running through it, and I'm thinking, why is this here? Well, the kitchen wasn't part of the fire, but we noticed that there was a leak and a water bubble building up.
You know, he said, it's just a bubble, don't worry about it. And we're saying, it's water. If you don't burst it, it's going to travel.
Yeah, okay, fine. If you want me to pop it right now, I'll show you. It's no big deal. You drain the water out.
2 weeks later, I come into the house, and there's the kitchen window is now soaked in water. The cupboards are starting to fall apart because it's still dripping.
They had to tear out half the kitchen.
Well, aren't you replacing the whole kitchen? Oh, no, the contractor says. Just the damage side. If you want the whole kitchen done, you're going to have to pay extra money.
The insurance adjuster looked at me and he said, why are you bringing up the kitchen as an issue? The kitchen's being replaced. And I looked at him, I said, well, half of it is. And he said, no, the whole kitchen's being replaced. And so at that point, I looked at the contractor and I said, well, that's not what you told me.
Foul play. Incredible foul play here.
Numerous issues. Like, we walk in one day and there's like 40 some odd, you know, slabs of drywall piled in the middle of my dining room, my living room, and another like stack in the kitchen. And I'm sitting here going, my floor feels like it's caving in.
So you've been out of the house, I guess around 8 months now. 8 months. Unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. Now we have raccoons living in the house, taking over the home, leaving, obviously, if they turn it into a bathroom. Is our power off to this house? No.
No.
Okay. We have knob and tube.
They said they were just going to drywall over it. It's not a problem.
Oh, it's a problem. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. All I know is I've got to come in now, take over, clean it up, investigate just how much damage is done by the animals, not to mention the other animals, the contractors that did not care about this family. Why do we have foam on the outside of the house? A foam board.
So we questioned that, and they were telling us, no, that's fine. That's what you don't need insulation on the outside wall.
We start with the fire. Within a couple of months, Franca's mother dies.
And I was saying that I just didn't have the time to arrange funerals and be on top of what they were doing here because there were a few things that did not go right.
So they're gonna use 1/4-inch fir board over top of all the wood and keep all the studs horizontal and you know, instead of this way to create somewhat structure.
I asked them, I said, doesn't it have to be brought up to code? Like what was once code back in like 19 whatever.
I'm curious what the answer was.
And they said, no, our responsibility is to put the house back exactly how it was. If you want anything extra, then that's a cost to you.
So he's trying to charge you more money.
Right.
Yep.
On the side.
Right.
Through all the confusion and the death in the family, it's obvious that the homeowners don't even know what's in the house, where it is, what storage, and you know what? They're not even thinking about it. There's a couple of boxes missing.
You know, they told us, oh, they've been put in storage. They must have made a mistake, and you know, it's gone to storage with all the other stuff. Don't worry about it. We'll get it back for you. And I'd been asking over and over again, like, I really need that box. There's stuff in there that I need. And lo and behold, like, you know, in June, July, I see that, you know, there's checks that were written on my account that were forged, and they were in that box.
Who did it? Sounds like a murder mystery. Who did it? It was the raccoons. Look at this plumbing. By minimum code requirement, the plastic is supposed to be behind if you're going to put the plumbing on the outside wall, which I'm highly against.
The insulation that you're seeing behind that, I pointed out that like there should be insulation back there. There wasn't insulation.
We had to argue for that. And they said, don't worry, the pipes won't freeze. And I'm thinking, yeah, they will.
2 months work? 2 months they've been in this house?
3.
3 months.
3 good months of work. They've put in 3 good months in here.
Well, let's be serious. What did they do?
Not very much.
Basically, they were cutting corners is bottom line.
Yeah,
like things that, you know, I think they thought that they could get away with. And then shortly after my grandmother died, my dad died.
All within a matter of months, devastation within the family. That the fire is the minor part.
It was hard. And the last thing we wanted was to worry about the house. You get things in perspective then.
There's nothing that can upset me more when people are treated not only unfairly, but robbed.
And at one point I had phoned the insurance and said, that's it. I just want them to stop. I can't deal with another death and the house at this time.
So we have obviously a bad contractor that came in here that took total advantage of the situation, which makes me sick.
And they just kept saying, don't worry, you don't have to be here. We'll take care of it. We'll look after it for you. We know you've got a lot of things to deal with. Don't worry.
I'm going to completely take over. I'm going to deal with the insurance company. I'm going to deal with taking this house apart and doing whatever I have to do to put it back together again, to bring them home and give them what they should have. I'm going to turn this into a dream home for you because you deserve it. I think enough bad has happened, and I think it's time we have some good.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. It's just, I just saw the 2 totally extreme ends of people. Somebody who's going way out of their way to help you out and somebody who's going way out of the way to do as little as possible.
I just don't think that these guys, A, know what they're doing, and B, I don't think that they can really be trusted. And if I was the insurance company, I wouldn't want to be associated with them anymore.
So don't worry about anything.
Thank
You're
you.
a sweetie. I'm gonna fix it, okay?
Some of my friends say to me, I don't know how you get up in the morning. And I said, like, you just gotta go on. Like, life goes on. You deal with it as best you can, and you gotta keep going.
I'm gonna change this whole place. Whoa, I gotta get a bin in here and bring the family in and say, what do you want to go?
Things went from bad to worse.
This makes me sick, absolutely sick.
You know, the fact that I'm a woman doesn't mean I'm stupid.
You got a skunk in there? They ever get sprayed?
Yeah, I got sprayed. That's why it stinks so much.
that stinks?
Yeah.
Okay, because I smell it. We've been looking around. There used to be a hole on the side of the end gable here. Also looking up at the plastic. We can also see that they've dropped through, because the last time I was here, this was not down. So I don't know if there's 1, 10, 20.
Take a look and see what's inside. And if there is something in there, we'll try and get it out. And then it's up to you guys, I'm assuming at this point, to make sure that they won't be able to get back in.
Oh, well, let me see the footprints, paw prints.
Paw prints here and there. Yeah, there's a footprint right there too. Yeah. They could be anywhere. There's no way to know exactly where they're gonna be.
I think we would have heard them moving. What do you think?
Not necessarily. You'd be surprised how quiet they can be.
Yeah?
You're gonna be looking for a lot of footprints. Where the majority of the footprints are, raccoons all have what they call a communal toilet for the most part. Raccoons will go to the bathroom in the same spot. They've had free run of the place for 8 months, so they know it better than you and I do at this point. Oh, there's a pile of droppings here too.
There was only one job I was on before where we had one raccoon and we were able to do it ourselves. We just scared him out of the attic, closed off the entrance. But this house here being vacant for so long, we thought we'd call these guys in because there could be 10 of them in here. We don't know. Is that their pee?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go get the guys to start cleaning up. You wanna do a thorough? Work your way down. I'm gonna pull down the stuff in the front. No sweat, they can live in there easy. All kinds of signs here. I don't know if that's raccoons chewing on that or squirrels. What they've done is they've ripped it apart, squirrels or raccoons, one or the other. So we definitely don't want this. We'll only keep the full pieces. But this just shows they're tearing it apart, trying to make a bed or whatever they're doing with it.
We're not sure why they come and go the way they do, but we've inspected it. It's not home.
We're gonna close up the outside so we can stop the animals from coming in here. We know we're clear right now, so don't worry about anything. At this point, let's leave all vapor barrier in the ceiling. That is still there, but I want everything down. Let's keep the foam so we don't waste it and throw it into garbage. Throw out the plastic. Okay. Anything that's strapped, we're gonna redo. Since we're putting in a new forced air unit with air conditioning, we can get rid of these rads, give them to someone that can use them. Man, these guys are heavy.
Right now, the meter's in the basement at the panel. We have to bring it up to today's standards, which Hydro wants it out at the front of the house 3 feet by the wall. I guess during the fire, this broke off. As you can see, this wire here needs to be replaced. It looks like it's got some heat damage to it. I can't temporarily hook this up. I'm going to have to replace everything. That means I'm going to have to change this whole mast here, this weatherhead here, which is broken apart and it's all rusted out. We're gonna have to call ESA, the authorities, get the permits, meter locate, before I can do anything here.
We don't have a choice, right? We can't put it at the back of the house. We can't put it at the front of the house. So let's just do it. But you're gonna prep for a new panel. We're gonna rewire the whole place, kill the knob and tube.
Yeah, and bring everything up to today's codes.
What's the container for, Mike?
A whole bunch of drywall. What are we doing, standing up?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of stuff coming out of this house.
Okay. All right. This is gonna take a while.
Hey, Holmesy.
Yes?
Isn't this supposed to be going inside the house?
It won't be going back in.
Yes, it will.
Unfortunately. All this drywall is supposed to do the whole upstairs. It looks like a hell of a lot of drywall. Because you got the kitchen, the dining room, the living room put on the middle of the floor, compromising the structure. So we've got to pull it all out to gut the place, clean it up. Oh, we're gonna put up a sign of luck for the homeowner here. I think when we're done, we'll take that and hang it inside. I like it. This way it holds the luck. Bedroom for the raccoons. If I could reuse these floors, I would, but due to the animals using this home as their bathroom for the last 8 months, I'm taking it right down and redoing it. Let's get rid of any incredible odor. I never in a million years would have believed raccoons can smell that bad. I am so going to take all this down. Let's get rid of it. Let's get it out of here. Every time I open up something, I gotta fix crap after crap. Get rid of the clothes, get rid of everything else. Just scout through the boxes, see if there's anything savior. If not, let's clean this out.
Here we go. Sir. Daylight.
These are not custom cupboards. Let's keep bringing the stuff in.
It's all junk.
Let's just get as much garbage in here as possible right now so we can get rid of it. You think these guys cared about whether or not to clean out that basement? Not a chance. They didn't want to do this. We're going through it. Well, how do you work around it? You can't. Get rid of it. Start fresh. Look at the wood we found in the basement. This is old pine. I would never, ever throw any wood like this out because to a woodworking guy, this is fabulous, this is gold, and my buddy Doug can take this wood and turn this old door with the old handle into a table. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring him this wood and I'm gonna get him to make an 8-foot table for the new dining room. She's gonna love it. Now it's time to turn this house into the house that it should be. So we're going to take this wall down, restructure it, just to give the kitchen idea that we have a 118-inch counter island with a 36-inch depth. I'm having a custom table made for the dining room. All new windows, all new doors. Let's get 2 guys getting the ventilation units. One hosed out the back, one hosed out the front, so we can grab, obviously in and out. We'll take all the doors off, and we'll keep the doors, we'll put them in the bin, and this way we'll bring it to a reuse store, because some people love the old doors. So masks, units, doors. Go ahead, pick your teams. With a complete new upstairs, no choice for new electrical, new plumbing, new furnace. How do I leave the rest of the house like this? I have to take it down. Not to mention the smell of the raccoons. It's disgusting.
It really is great. We're up to our 3rd bin today, and we're just waiting here for one more to come. Fill another bin today, and hopefully we'll get framing and restructuring the center of the home. When you look at all this, we still got pretty much a day of demo before we can clean up and safe, and then get to reframing. But that's the way it goes, demo and then reframe, and we got a heck of a lot of reframing to do. Got a sink repair over here, Dan?
Leave this wall up, follow this wall through here, across and down, must stay. Cut it here, take this down, take this wall down, take the new studded 2x4 wall down. The middle wall must stay at this point till we've decided on how we're gonna restructure. Remove everything that they've created in there. Dan, you can work on the plumbing, pull all the plumbing right to the top, and then let's go downstairs. Once again, all electrical gets pulled. We can remove this wall right to here. Cut out the top plate at this point here. These 2 must stay. Everything else from this point on gets removed. Right from here, take it down. Let's lose that whole wall right across the kitchen. What they've done, you see how they had all the plumbing running in the bulkhead here? I'm gonna eliminate that and we're gonna reroute everything.
You wanna throw the dishwasher out with me right now?
All right.
Come on, let's do it.
it's harder to tie into what's there than to start fresh. Especially when everything's gutted back down to studs and you're gonna redo it like that. It's actually easier on your mind, for peace of mind to start fresh. You know you glued every joint, you know you soldered every joint, you know you're testing your pipes. It's best just to do it right the first time and you don't have to worry what you're tying into.
It's nice to see it when it's gutted, that way we can look at it and see what we can do to make some changes. Since we have so many windows in the back, I really see that being the attraction point as a possible master bedroom and not the front. We'll do a standard bathroom, turn this into a 3-bedroom because this is perfect size for a wonderful 3-bedroom. It allows me to take a look at it now that it's all down and see what I can do with it in my mind. Just take advantage of the space and redesign, give them a really nice look.
If you can't smell the smoke, then you're pretty much ready to start the repair.
I'm being kicked out today.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
We're not stopping until this is gutted. The whole thing is gutted. See, it's funny, now that we take everything down, we can smell the smoke, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
So what are you gonna do?
Well, right now we're masking off all the items we know we're going to be keeping and want to keep in good shape, and just make sure there's no obstacles or.
Do you have to spray the brick, or you're just mainly concentrating on?
We're going to spray the entire top floor here, yeah,
okay,
including floor.
You don't want to start the repair if you or the homeowner still smell smoke, and you have to be careful that it's a reality and not a perception, because some people walk into their house, they see the damage, which is a shock, they smell smoke and they have this association with smoke and damage. They go back into the house after everything's ready in preparation for repair and they still have this sense of smoke. It's a psychological factor and we have to deal with it. Sense of smell is telling me I would continue to seal more here. You've gone this far and you're making this dramatic renovation, plus you've got the other additional element with the raccoon, so that will also help the situation.
Yeah, the whole thing's done sunk in the middle, that's for sure. All the way from the basement up.
You know what? We're gonna jack it up. We're gonna level it. Since we have it completely apart, it's gonna be nothing to jack it from downstairs and level it and then work with a level structure.
Well, I wouldn't say nothing, but it's definitely the most important part.
See, over the years, it's just standard that the center of the house is going to sink, right? There must be a massive weight load here from upstairs to bend this, because that is 3 2x10s. Remove these 2 panels. This one we can keep and reuse. That's
yeah, look at all the.
We can keep that as an antique. The old knob and tube, how they used to join them in. This is obviously the hot line, and they taped them up, no morettes, but you know what? It wasn't dangerous until people got tired of changing fuses and they put in a higher amp fuse. That's when the problem started. Because there's a higher amp fuse means this point right here heats up more and arcs and causes a fire. I think this is asbestos. Did anybody touch this?
No. No.
We're gonna pull all this down, but I don't, you know what? I don't even want to touch this until we find out if that's asbestos coating.
I think it is.
So do I. We're gonna have to call in our asbestos team. Due to the raccoons giving up so much wonderful
Little gifts.
yes, little gifts that they left, we've gutted your whole house.
Yeah, because this used to be my living room.
First of all, I'm going all new windows, all new doors in the home, all high-end windows and doors, okay? So that's number 1. I took out your bathroom down here. I've taken out this room. I'm taking out this wall and I'm restructuring. I have Weyerhaeuser coming in. I had engineers come in and help me out with all the beams. So I'm gonna open this up. We're doing an incredible custom kitchen here. It's gonna be a 36-inch island by 118 inches in length.
Wow.
I'm pulling out all of your old rads and you're getting all forced air conditioning. I'm dropping your back porch, it's driving me insane. Stairs have to be replaced totally here. This is asbestos that is over top of your pipes. We have a team of asbestos specialists coming in. New hot water heater, new furnace, new service coming into your house with a new panel. Every piece of electrical wiring here will be removed. A whole new structure will be in place here. This is our next move, is to level the house.
I'm excited. I like what I see, I like what I'm hearing, and I think I'm gonna be in for a very, very pleasant surprise.
New beam across here. We're gonna bring it over the weight load, which is approximately right here in the basement is the existing beam, so that's what moves this out. A new header goes in right to the outside wall. I tried very much to keep this. We're losing it. You're going all new stairs.
It's a huge weight off my shoulders, huge weight off my shoulders, and I know that it's a huge weight off my mom's shoulders, so that makes me happy.
So what I see in my mind is to drop this wall to approximately this location here. Put in a beam up above, which continuous weight load goes down to the basement. We've already determined this. So now I'm gonna give you a big bedroom in the back here.
I thought I had seen the worst, and I thought I had seen, you know, anything that, you know, could possibly shock me, and then you guys letting me like sneak peek the other day, and now this, like, wow.
I guess your mom's gonna wanna stay up here?
Yeah, she thought I would try to convince you to give me this room and shove her off into the back, but no, I told her this is her room. I think she's gonna love it. I honestly think you're gonna have some serious tears of joy at the end of this.
Keep smiling. We'll see you in 1 month.
I will see you then.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow.
So now I'm just looking for fibers. I've got 2 fibers.
We're gonna have to call in our asbestos team because we're pulling this all out.
We don't want to
touch this.
No.
It's a war zone. Is this the walkout structure? Yeah. So we're in the dirty room. We go through the shower. Once you're through the shower, you're in the clean area.
Yeah.
This is not a small
This is the biggest
job.
part of this job is setup. The removal is only going to take us about an hour or so. They'll be done.
Wow, you guys don't mess around. When I came in here and we took everything down, believe me, this place was a mess. We pulled 2 bins out of the basement alone. And the first thing I saw was this, and I knew it was asbestos. That's why I called you in. Is type 3 the worst?
Type 3 is worse. Basically, what we're doing right now.
This is type 3.
Because this is over so many square feet, right? After so many square feet, you got to set up a type 3.
Okay, so now that we're at a type 3, obviously this is too much. Must be totally wrapped. Now you're going to put in the air unit, which I see right here. The negative air, right? And what that's going to do is pull out all contaminants, throw it outside, and then keep the inside clean. As you take it down, you'll bag it, make it airtight, right? That way it can go out.
We soak down with asbestos when we do a type 3.
Okay.
We soak it down.
With water?
Yeah, with water, Water, dilute water.
What that does is help keep everything from flowing through the air. Okay, that makes total sense. And the idea is to tent this right off, that we work our way upstairs into the shower unit, which you clean yourself off and get rid of all contaminants. All right, so not recommended for your average homeowner.
No.
As long as you don't touch asbestos, it's not a danger. But as soon as you play with it, move it, break it, it now releases fibers into the air that are extremely dangerous for you to breathe. What these guys are doing is using a mixture of water and glue, and the idea is to knock down the fibers onto the floor, the fibers, the particles. We don't want it floating through the air. So this grabs it, holds it, easier to clean up. Marky.
Hey, Mike.
We got a sample. We're ready to test this out.
Got a sample. I'm gonna set it up, look at it through the microscope.
This is absolutely regular. Each and every time you have a crew come in to do a test, we'll have an outside crew, someone totally independent, to test to make sure it's safe.
Yeah. Testing the air quality within the site. Make sure it's matches what you guys are breathing out here, and then it would be safe for everyone to go inside. Used to be 360 liters to clear of air I'd have to collect to analyze. As of November 1st, it's become 2,400 liters.
So that's 7, 8 times the difference, isn't it?
Yeah. The other new thing is forced air. So I take a leaf blower, blow
And
all the
purposely
surfaces.
move it.
Yeah, move all. If there's any fibers that are loose, it becomes airborne. Because of the size of the Type 3 enclosure, I had to take 3 samples, all of which have to pass. We'll find hair fibers, skin sometimes. It sucks up whatever's in the air. I've just taken a quarter of this, so if something happens while I'm mounting it, I've got another 3/4 to work with.
Very good.
I can't see through the filter, so I've got to blast it with vaporized acetone. The filter will go clear.
Oh, look at that.
I'll count every fiber that I see in 100 fields. I've got to look at 100 different fields and count the fibers in there. And not necessarily are they asbestos, but we are on the side of caution. So now I'm just looking for fibers. I move the slide itself around. And I think you're good.
What have you marked?
I've got 2 fibers. 2 fibers in 2,400 liters.
Can I see through this?
Sure.
Just to take a look, just out of curiosity. Oh, that's wild. 1, 2, 3. What is that? Usually they stand still.
It's strong, but it's just not level, right? Like, that's bold.
That's gonna be a little bit of a pain. We're gonna jack it up. We're gonna level it. Whoa. You gotta be kidding me.
Hey, buddy.
Good morning. Tell me this is not the oil tank.
You're standing on it, Mike. Well, 3 feet down.
I've worked on 120-year-old homes and never seen an oil tank in the ground.
Well, they have them, Mike. They just...
You've seen them?
Yep. I've seen her of them. Very hard to get insurance on your house when you have those in the...
Yeah, I guess so. Talk about contamination. Man, this house has gone through hell, hasn't it?
No kidding.
Let's see, raccoons, asbestos. My God, this house will tell a story. Is there anything in it?
I don't know.
Well, we're gonna have to check, because if there's something in it, we've got to get rid of it.
Yep.
I'm just marking these beams for homes. We're going to place them in the areas that we're going to be inserting them, and just getting it organized so that when we go to do it, it's not hauling everything up and everything's right there where we need it. So just organizing it all here, getting it squared off on the sheets, checking it off, and then we're almost ready to go on them.
This is man-made. It comes from 2 weed trees, aspen and poplar. Okay, so we're no longer using spruce and pine.
Perfect.
Spruce and pine takes 30 years to rejuvenate, where these trees take 15. We take 2 weed trees, and now everybody thinks they're full of glue. They're not. It's minimal glue. It's the way the compression ratio is to create these beams.
I've been in the factory where they do it. They actually bake it off.
It's unbelievable. I'm gonna carry load on this side of the beam, and I'm gonna jack it up. Floor joists come over this beam like this, okay? So that carries the load. I don't have a continuous on this side. I have it here. So here's where I'm gonna take a temporary beam, I'm gonna jack this up, I'm gonna cut out the nails in here, and I'll pull this beam out. Then I'm gonna put in the new beam and drop the floor back on top of it. Put the big beam in here, and we'll carry up underneath it, and we'll get a jack post there, a jack post here, a jack post here. These brick columns have been here since the house was built. Now, over the years, they've sunk down just slightly, and it's just, you can see it, it's probably an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter. They're not going anywhere. These have now settled to the point where they're not gonna move. Why should I remove these and put in a steel column post when they're perfect? There we go, there's structure right. Now take the same level, go to the other side and see if you're exactly in the same spot with the bubble.
Yes, we are.
All right.
Correct. Exactly the same.
Okay, you wanna give that a couple
Sure,
of
buddy. I'll take it.
Which one it is? Odds are we gotta go higher. And we do. Oh, yes. Tell me your level. Oh, your level. And we can see now that we're up off, okay? You can see how much we've lifted this area. That's a lot, eh?
Yeah, it is a lot.
Pull off these boards on this side, get that blade in there, cut those nails off so we see this drop, okay? Cut it right here. Okay. Get rid of this piece and then we'll shimmy it out. Gentle.
Can I go there?
There you go. We can back it up.
Poles, watch the poles. It's not dangerous. We are well secured with what we have. We are not hitting the beams. I've put in a cripple to hold this in place so it doesn't tip out. It's fairly safe. It's holding a lot of weight, so it's not like it's going to fall either way. Okay, did you look for the ground? Did you look for the ground?
There we go. Okay.
I can get it in there, but I don't think I'm gonna make the height. See how it is like this? Yeah, it's good. It's gonna pass.
So it's just catching the wood. We're gonna get a jack post, pick it up a bit, and then hammer it into place. If necessary, I'll lift it up more so we have the room to put it in. But we don't need a lot of room. I can see it from here. It's mainly this beam right here. Good where we are. So, ready?
Yep.
Drop the posts. So we're watching the beam, guys?
Yep.
Now that's what I want to see. Yeah, baby. 2 more to go, guys.
What a mess. An absolute and utter mess. This whole backyard has got to be scraped out. There's stuff in here that has not seen the light of day for years. It's coming out.
What the hell are you doing back here?
Nice mess.
Is this all from this yard?
Yes, sir. You think it wouldn't be a surprise, but it still is when you find barbecue parts left in a backyard.
Hey, man, nothing surprised me to do with this house. Oh, we have part of a garage left.
We have, yeah, the only problem with that is it's very shaky. There's no fence behind it to the neighbor's yard.
Who the hell takes down a garage and leaves
a wall?
That is unbelievable. That's actually quite dangerous. Man, how do people do this? That's an awful lot of patio stone.
Some of it's going to be waste, but I'm going to use up as much as I can.
Okay, we're going to drop that, we're going to get rid of it, and we're going to build a fence. So, yesterday we finished up the center beam in here, and we've created a pocket sleeve on top of that beam. So now the idea is we short up 2 temporary walls on each side so we can drop this beam. This will hold the floor joist. There is no continuous weight load upstairs on top of this. It's only the floor, so I don't mind doing it this way at all. The idea will be now to cut the floor upstairs to expose this beam, cut these guys back, lose this beam, put in the new 3 LSL beams, which is manufactured floor joists, carry over top of here, and here's the pocket we've really created to hold that, continuous right to the outside wall. We have the old floor joist coming in that was carried over a brick that has been broken out over, obviously, years ago. This area is now lowered down. They've beamed off and tied off. In the old days, they would just nail it, where minimum core requirement right now is to have a hanger bracket. Oh, we have an arrow. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna now carry to this side here. We're gonna bring in a temporary small beam. We're gonna lift this area up true. We'll cut out this area and we'll tie from this beam right to this beam. We'll put in a double header across here, 2 double hanger brackets, and what that's gonna do is level up the floor here. Not only do we have to do it here, we have to do it on that side, we have to do it in the living room, we have to do it upstairs. So there's what I was talking about the structure nightmare. You can see how the old way, they used 2 2x10s laminated together, tied in the floor joist into there, and used a 2x4 underneath as a carry load. In other words, a hanger. Not bad, eh? It's like removing structure. All right, so let's draw a center line and measure back off the center line. Okay, Adam. Okay.
Good.
All right. Nice.
I'm good. 6 inches. You're good. Clear. You gotta add 2 inches. An inch. We're at the knot.
Oh, that's perfect. We have no upper structure on top of this. So we know we can easily put in a temporary wall there, a temporary wall there, cut out this beam, set it up in place, which we've done. We've measured off the 5 1/4 in thickness and the length, that we can pick it up and drop it in place. And then simply, just as simple as it looks, pull up the floor and get in our hangers underneath. And you can see how much I raised this one area. As we continue, we move our way upstairs, leveling each and every floor. Right now, they look really good because if you remember downstairs, we had jacked up the house starting from the basement, which lifted the center all the way up to the roof line. So from where I'm standing, everything looks really nice and true here, as level as can be, true. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna pick up this probably 500-pound beam, 3 of us, 4 of us. We're gonna put one in on top of this ladder. We're gonna get the other in on top of the other ladder. Then we're slowly gonna get jack posts in there and carry it up. Because the last thing I want is on a structure-weighted ladder is to hold one body and a beam. It might be too much, so we're gonna try and maneuver this. Come to Papa. There you go.
Yeah, we're up.
Okay.
1 foot.
Whoa. 1, 2, go.
Good. Got it. Down. Okay, down.
Don't panic, we're just gonna slide it an inch. Okay, that's it. Ready?
Yep.
Go. Okay. Come down slowly. You're good. That's perfect.
You happy with that?
Yes. Very. All right, you got me nervous now. So far, so good? So far. So far. I have never in my life seen an oil tank in the ground. The last thing I want is to contaminate this earth. We have got a world of hell today. We've got Murray in to cut some trees and remove the branches. We've got the bin guy coming in. We've got the TSSA in to help oversee removal of this oil tank, which now we have the company coming in. They're going to test to see what is in here, if the ground is contaminated, and I'm just finding out all kinds of stuff on contamination and what they have to do.
That's the old dip port for the tank.
It was buried.
Yep. Well, first thing I noticed, there's only maybe 2 threads into the fitting, so whoever put it in didn't plumb it right.
Okay.
There should be at least 4 or 5 fittings or threads into the fitting.
Would it give you any sign that it would ever leak just by looking at it here?
No, but what can happen in this case is if there's a high groundwater, the water will get in around this and fill the tank. And in doing so, it'll push the oil out if the tank is filled.
Okay.
Make a bigger mess.
Okay. All right, you got me nervous now.
Okay. 20 centimeters. Now that we know there's product in the tank, we'll put this pipe back in just so the dirt doesn't go in the tank. We'll excavate over top of the tank till we get to the tank. Then we'll cut the tank open.
Okay. All right, well, I might as well get these branches out of the way, just out of your hair right now, and we'll get as much out of the way as possible.
You ever get scared up there?
At first, when I first started, yeah.
Yeah.
A little shaky.
Other job done.
And I have my fingers crossed there's no contamination here. Let's just say it has contaminated the property. How can we determine a cost on the cleanup?
Well, the level of cleanup required now comes under the environmental guys who are involved. They come and determine how far it has leached into the ground, how far down it's gone to the ground, and what's involved with the terrain around it.
This could escalate into multi-thousands of dollars here. I have my fingers crossed on this one.
Can you tell anything just by looking at it? Like, what am I seeing there in the slight beige brown there? What is that?
That's water.
That's water.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign?
It could have come in from the fill pipe.
Okay.
And over time, it's just the venting of the tank. You get warm air moving in and out, and cold air, and it condenses, and moisture forms.
It'll condensate inside.
Yeah, drips down, sits on the bottom.
We could have some in the ground. This is a worry for me that how far has it gone? What has it contaminated? Has it gotten into the water? Has it gotten into the neighbors? Do we have to remove that deck? Do we have to dig up the driveway? How far has it gone this way? That makes me worry. Most definitely. You ever hear that saying, can of worms? Big can. Real big. Kick the can.
This is a great tool, right? Look at this.
That's an insulation puller?
Yep.
It's not.
It's good for pulling insulation. It's good for, you know, calling somebody. You know, if you want to poke somebody on the shoulder.
Adam, got a ladder in the truck?
Like, what kind of car do these tires go on? That's an awful small tire. You see that on my truck?
It's good for scraping the floors. Good to do flooring.
I don't think so.
I'm just gonna scrape this paint off now.
This broom sort of reminds me of curling.
It's called the Rapinator.